Hello, my dear collective. I'm feeling much more better today, with grace of God. Side note: we're about to do a little me speaking about God, my experiences, all things biblical, God related, of that nature. Okay. If this is not your vibe, see you in the next message. Okay. I already noticed that some people are, not. It's not their vibe. It's fine. You know. Um. So yeah, let's dive into those that are here for this. And this is a more so message for everybody that shares the same belief system. It's kind of all on the same path, more or less. Okay. So the title of I guess the message is right. Don't be afraid. So this is like what I was tuning into when I was meditating, reflecting, my convos with the Lord, my God. Okay. Um, if you know, we know. So basically, the message is, don't be afraid when I love you so, because love covers a multitude of wrongdoings, sins in brackets. Okay. So basically, um, if you feel like God doesn't love you enough, if you feel like you have done too much wrong, if you feel like you're on the wrong path, if you feel like you're not good enough in the eyes of the Lord, thy God, Elohim, Allah, the Most High, Yahweh, you know, okay? Uh, he does and do. The spirit of love, spirit of the Lord is love. It is truth. It is light. Okay? And as opposite of all those things is fear. Okay? Fear, spirit of fear is something where has been attacking a lot of individuals that have faith in the Most High. Um, you can even divide that into anxiety, depression, but like more so fear. Um, I feel like fear is the opposite of having faith. Okay, because whenever you believe in something, when you have doubt, that's also we can put that under the umbrella of fear. And I believe, no, I think this is factual in the Bible. Like the most worded word or phrase is "Don't be afraid." That's the most worded phrase in the Bible. And I feel like that falls under the umbrella of so many things that wants us to take us away from our faith, right? A lot of people is like, have love, don't have fear because there's no fear in love. I think the opposite of afraid should be faith, believe. So I was here reflecting over my life, like I mentioned in other videos, that things has been kind of like a dark night of a soul, spiritual awakening mixed with, attacks. It's just a lot happening in April for me, or even now, but heavily in April, right? And the April shenanigans is still kind of like is trying to seep into May, but God says, don't be afraid. For me, I feel like of all the things that took place, it was a character development. It was a test for me to see, okay, can we become stronger? And did. But I am also human. So I'm sitting here like, okay, God, this is above my, you know, because my belief system is this: God doesn't allow anything we can't handle. And when it's so much to where you're waving the white flag, God's going to be like, okay, I see it, you know? So don't be afraid when I love you so, and love covers a multitude of sins and wrongdoings. Side note, you don't go through trials and tribulations because you are doing wrong, okay? Confirmation. You're not, that's not how life is happening, because a lot of people can live a clean slate in life, and they, as in picture perfect, holy, you're an thou type of life, and still be going through hell on earth, okay? So it's not because you do this, you have to suffer this. Yes, karma is very real, but I always say this: I feel like God's people, chosen ones, be going through the trenches, the trials, and the towers that be because of their character development, because of our who we initially are, you know. And if we're working with the Most High, obviously we're gonna overcome. Obviously we're gonna win. Obviously we're gonna be at the top. Okay. But to get to the top, it's not an easy road. It kind of reminds me of the scripture in the Bible. It says the path to salvation, um, the path is narrow, right? But a lot of people choose to go the the other way, the easier way, right? To get to the top, it's hard. And when I say to the top, in terms of to the person you're supposed to be on earth, where you can feel to be yourself 110%, be free, things of that nature, okay? Have peace, etc. So I just wanted to relate this little insight. I also want to add that I did see pigeon outside of my window, um, and I the first thing I thought about was, oh, that's a dove, but it's not a dove, it's a pigeon, right? It was like in front of the mini garden. Uh, so I was like, oh, that's cute. But I keep saying, oh, that's a dove, but it's not a dove, which made me go back to Noah's Ark. Like in the Bible, doves were messengers, right? So I guess they're from the same family. So in that sense, after that, I got this message while I was reflecting. Don't be afraid when I love you so. Love covers a multitude of wrongdoings and sins. And then I said, let me relay this to uh, the collective, okay? A message from God, basically, an encouragement. So here we go. There we have it, okay? Should we look up the symbolism of pigeon? Why not? Pigeon. Throughout history, pigeons have been closely associated with the spirit of peace and tranquility. Okay, it's the symbolism in a lot of religions, cultural belief systems. Okay, so they symbolize peace. There we go. There we go. Okay, Um, he also says messages between mortals and the spiritual realm. So between us and the spiritual realm. Okay? There we go. There we go, collective. Thank you for watching. Um, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of just kind of going with the flow when it comes to my messages on here. As always, thank you guys for watching, tuning in, and see you in the next video.